special edition of our show to talk about military films that focus on America. We're going to talk about historical films about America. And we're going to talk about any other genre we want to talk about is our favorite movie about America. And we're going to start with military, our favorite military movie. And so for me, one of my favorite military movies about America is A Soldier Story. It came out in the 80s or 90s, I believe.
80s. I think it's 80s.
And was a story about Black servicemen during World War II and their struggles. But it's one of my all-time favorite movies about that era. And it has a young Denzel Washington. It has a ton of stars. Robert Townsend, Norman Jewison's one of his best movies based on a play. David, what's your favorite military movie about America?
Okay, and I love your pick. That was a wonderful movie. Hard question, a tough question. So many war movies. I grew up on the genre of those propaganda films of World War II with John Wayne and Gary Cooper and all of them. I love them all. I went up a little bit more into modern era, and I went for a film that outstanding when it was made, but how it was made and the book that it came from, speaking to how we've evolved technology in real time and better understanding the fog of war. Black Hawk Down, but with Ridley Scott as the director. It is
Okay.
a brilliant book, an all-star cast, all kinds of people with action figures in it. And it was an amazing book that based on the accounts of the soldiers, listening to the audio of what was going on during this all-day battle in Mogadishu of Somalia. It is an incredibly powerful story. It really kind of sets the stage for U.S. foreign policy in the 21st century, as well as how technology really has allowed us to see in real time what's going on the battlefield and to get a better sense of how to, knock on wood, to support our men and women in uniform. Definitely a good and a better book, but a really
Oh
good
yeah.
movie.
All right, Pat, give us your
Yeah.
pick.
Dave, that was a great choice, by the way. I do love that book, was so impressive, and Ridley Scott's handling of that. Now, I didn't choose a movie. I chose a TV series HBO did
Okay.
called Band of Brothers, which
Uh,
which
Yes.
which which that whole series, and it was from a Stephen Ambrose book, another great book. If you haven't read the book, you should be reading it. And I mean, Stephen Ambrose, serious historian, and he basically collected the stories of this one particular airborne outfit and how they, from the time they landed on, when they from hit boot camp in Currahee, Virginia, or is it Tennessee? I can't remember. Currahee was the hill they had to climb. I remember this. I mean, from that all the way to the very end when
Yeah.
they actually get into Hitler's uh, retreat up in the mountains, all the fighting. But they're all the stories that way they did it in the movie, which was really well done, is that they focused on not just the battles and the cool. I mean, it was really well done as far as Tom Hanks, I think, was an executive producer
He was.
from
Yes.
Saving Private Ryan.
yeah.
He really pushed for this because this is, this was the greatest generation. These people all stepped up. They all did their part. A lot of them are still there. I mean, it was wonderful, well done. You saw so many people come out of that with, man, careers after that. A lot of no
Yeah.
names, and then of course there was Ross from Friends, who was
Yep.
terrible person in that movie or that TV series. But it's just really well done. I can't say
Yeah.
enough nice things about that. What a great military movie or
Oh,
All
series.
you
right.
knocked it out of the park, man. That
Yep.
is perfect. Oh
Yep.
gosh.
Yep. Yep.
And what about you?
And I'm gonna get ladies' choice. The 6888 just came out last year, I think, maybe year
Yeah.
before. Just fantastic about women serving in the armed forces, and
True
what they
story,
did.
real story.
Yeah, true story. So definitely love it. Okay, up next, a historical um telling of America. And I'm going to go with Alex Haley's Roots, the original, which talks about American slavery. At the time, I think probably 100 million people were watching it. I mean, you can't believe those numbers now, but back then, everybody was sitting down and watching this TV series. And man, it just was incredible to watch. And it still haunts me, and I still remember it to this day. Pat, what do you think? What's your pick?
For movies about history, I know might be a bit of a problematic choice sometimes. I like The Patriot with Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson making it problematic more than anything, about
Yeah.
a landowner who lost everything as part of his having to go, help free the United States from Britain. And I mean, had such great characters in it. Jason Isaac again. Whoa, he's a bad guy. Who could have ever seen that? Really good at it, by the way.
Yeah.
He is super good at it. And you had a young Heath Ledger. You have
Yes.
lots of great characters, and it showed how the people at that particular point had to give up everything in order to get what the freedom to rule themselves. And I thought it was a really well done, as far as something that really kind of, it was entertaining as well as a little bit educational, because everybody just thinks Thomas Jefferson just went and said some words, and next thing you know, he's doing great things, and all these people, and lost lots of things, property wise, people wise. And this was a
Yeah.
picture of about someone who didn't reap big rewards and had to pay a very heavy price. So wonderfully done movie. Roland Emmerich, I think, directed that, who did Independence Day and a few other things, but really a great movie about something that you didn't really, maybe had not really considered in just reading the history books in grade school and high school and whatever.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
David,
Um,
our resident historian.
with me just thinking about the words you were saying, as you're talking about that film, the ending of the Declaration of Independence. We pledge our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor,
Yep.
in that endeavor. And so, yeah, that was neat. We could have a whole show just on the Patriot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but there were some neat things about it, about that movie for sure. For me, I went again. We were thinking the 18th century, the 19th century. Pam talked about the antebellum period. That might have been the very first big mini series, if not mistaken. But that was incredible. For me, I'm gonna go with kind of similar to you guys. I'm going with Daniel Day Lewis and Lincoln.
Yeah.
I thought about that one.
Uh,
I did think
Yeah.
about that one.
that one
Mhm.
was so great. You've got wonderful actors, all-star cast. One of the the true. I mean, we had the American Revolution, but this was, and hopefully it's the last of them, but it was a time when we became, instead of the United States are, the United States is. And we began the effort through blood and toil and great sacrifice to uh, address and correct the nation's original sin, the peculiar institution. And Daniel Day Lewis does a superb job in the role of Abraham Lincoln, a man who was born not a stone's throw from our house here at Hickory right now. Definitely, that's one to take some pride in and really enjoy that film. Love that. Everybody had a great performance in that one.
All right, now our wild card category, which could be from any genre, any TV show, any movie, anything. Um, and so my pick is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Two Lincolns. Two
Oh,
Lincolns.
if you know me, you know I love this movie because it's based on a book by the same name by Seth Graham Smith, and he also wrote the movie. And it is just a unique way of thinking about, like you said, David, America's original sin, that the slave owners went in league with the vampires to keep the South in slavery because that was the vampires' food source. And so Abraham Lincoln learns to become a fighter to kill off the scourge of vampires. It is just one of the most creative ways to think about slavery and slave owners. They are vampiric, feeding off of the life and blood
That's
and
true.
livelihood of the enslaved people. So
That's true. But
definitely.
somewhere there is a coach teaching social studies popping in a DVD of that movie saying, close enough.
And then
I
let's
know it's
talk
happening
about
right
it.
now.
It brought up some interesting things. And so, definitely for me, that is a fun pick. I know every time, sometimes it's all serious, but I love Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Pat, what's your pick?
Okay, now I have one that you will also find somewhat controversial. I'm going to pick Idiocracy.
Ah, I knew it.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize it when I first watched this in the 90s, I think maybe
Yeah,
late 90s or early 2000s.
early
I didn't
2000s.
realize how prophetic it was. I mean,
Yeah.
they have a monster truck rally on the White House lawn. They didn't have a UFC thing on the White House lawn, but okay,
But the
pretty
president
close.
was a former wrestler.
Pretty pretty close. And I mean, wow,
Bromine, right? That's
and
green.
Yep, yep,
people are getting people.
bromide.
I mean, you can it's got
Oh my
Brondo
gosh.
in it. It's what plants crave. It's got electrolytes. I mean, just and it's a sad commentary that it is been hitting this close to the truth. But lordy, lordy, man, dumb people have lots of kids, and smart people don't have any kids or have one kid, and that's what happens. It's just evolution. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah,
De-evolution.
it's de-evolution. Yes, I think
Oh
there's a
my
movie called that
gosh.
too. But yeah, I mean, this is spookily prophetic. So everybody needs to watch it as a cautionary tale and also enjoy the movie. It's hilarious.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. David,
Yeah.
wild
Uh,
card pick is a fun category. What do you think?
I'm going, and I totally agree with Pat here on this. But as a different piece on this one, a lot. I think every time we talk about Fourth of July, I'll always say Yankee Doodle Dandy, the great old movie with James Cagney. I love that stuff. But for me today, right now, in my mood, I'm going with George Lucas's American Graffiti. This
Mm.
movie, it began. It wasn't his first film, but it was his first film with commercial success. You saw great actors, and it's almost as kind of a precursor, I will say this, to say MTV and things. You had in this 2 hour movie with a wonderful cast, including Harrison Ford. George Lucas didn't make any movie that was worth a damn without Harrison Ford, it seems. But it was almost like music videos. And I grew up with this old music. I love that. The Cars, this time, not a perfect time. Obviously, we can talk about
Yeah.
McCarthyism and race and those things, but it was between big wars, and it was about a time in people's life when there was possibility. It was the last big night before they were going away to school or what have you, and it is so beautiful, and it was one of his finest pieces of work. And man, I love that old music. I
Yeah.
love it. So Wolfman Jack has an appearance. Check out that great film. Enjoy the cars, enjoy the music, and if you got good weather, go cruising with the one you love. That's what I'd
Yeah.
say.
Well, we have went the whole gamut. I'm sure that you have some favorite picks that you should put in the comments.
Yeah.
And we will respond with what we think. I hope to see you next week, and take care. We'll see you. Happy 4th of July. Bye.